Namaste everyone. Hope you're doing well wherever you are right now. And thank you so very much for your interest and lovely comments on my last Vinyasa class. For this reason, I'm bringing to you another power-packed Vinyasa flow class with a little bit of everything. So we will be exploring from forward folds to back bends, a little bit of twists, side stretches, balancing poses, hip openers, a bit of core work, inversions, and absolutely full body strengthening. Feel free to keep a couple of yoga blocks and strap handy to make this practice accessible to you. Before we go ahead, I would like to thank you and extend my warmest gratitude to each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel and making it cross 500 just in 2.5 months and showing your constant love and support. To celebrate this news as well as the soon approaching International Yoga Day on 21st of June, I am so very thrilled to be releasing a special practice class just for you. So if you wish to be notified, subscribe to my channel now. Also, I often get asked about what's the best practice mat or props to use. I have tons of recommendations. But amongst my top picks is definitely my Ecotex yoga mat and props. That's exactly what I'm using right now. It is a local and ethical brand from Scotland, which is of amazing quality and durability. I totally swear by them. I've used them in almost all of my YouTube videos. So if you wish to get them at a discounted price, I will add the link in the description below. See you on the other side. Let's begin by coming into a comfortable seat. Keeping your spine upright, shoulders rolled back, chest forward. And let's begin by observing our breaths. The quality of your breaths as you inhale and exhale. If your breaths are long or short, if they're soft or forceful. And simply taking this time, this opportunity to drawing your awareness to this present moment. We will start by coming onto our fours, keeping shoulder width distance between your palms and hip width distance between your knees. Taking your right palm around so the top of the palm faces the mat, fingers facing your knees. Inhale, you start to drop your abdomen, lifting your chest and chin. Exhaling, you start to curl into your spine, drawing your chin to your chest. Inhaling to arch. Ignore my hyperextended elbow. And exhaling to curl. Taking a deep breath in to arch and deep breath out to curl, pressing actively away from the mat. Inhaling, slowly start to make slight fist with your right palm. Exhaling, you open your fingers wide. Inhaling to make your fist. And exhaling to open your palm. Taking a deep breath in here. Exhale, you lower your hip towards your heels. Inhale, drawing back to center. And exhale, release your right palm. Let's repeat the same thing onto the other side. Turning your left palm around. Inhaling, you begin to arch into your spine. Exhaling, starting to curl into your spine, chin to your chest. And pressing away from the mat. Inhale to arch. And deep breath out to curl. Inhaling to arch your spine. And exhaling to curl. Inhale, coming back to neutral spine. This time you make slight fist with your left palm. Exhale, you open your fingers wide. Inhaling to make your fist. Exhale to open your palm. Take a deep breath in and exhale. You press your hip towards your heels. Stretching your left wrist. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, you release your left palm, tucking your toes under. Lift your knees to pressing back into your first downward facing dog. Feel free to bend one knee at a time, pedaling into your legs, moving your hips from side to side to simply relax your hamstring, your lower back as you inhale and exhale. Gently starting to find stillness in your downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, lifting really high up onto your toes and exhaling, you Press in between your hands, drawing your abdomen towards your thighs. Gently beginning to tiptoe forward towards your palms, keeping approximately a foot distance from top of the mat, drawing your big toes together, heels slightly apart. Inhaling, you lengthen your spine, and exhaling, gently begin to fold forward. Let's do that again. Inhaling to lengthen your spine, lift halfway up, and deep breath out to fold forward and down. On your next inhale, micro-bending into your knees, curling into your spine, chin to your chest, you begin to roll yourself all the way up with your head coming up in the end. Inhale, circling your hands over your head, and exhaling, drawing your hands at the heart center. Lengthening your spine here, starting in Samasthiti, Tadasana. Taking a deep breath in, and deep breath out. Let's do that again. Inhale, and exhale. On your next inhale, circling your hand over your head, joining your palms, turning your gaze up. Exhaling to fold forward into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And in round one, we all step back in plank with our feet together. You have the option of dropping your knees onto the mat for support, or you simply bend your knees to float them, turning your tailbone up, bending your elbows towards the back to lower down in Ashtanga Namaskarasan, knee, chest, chin. Inhaling to lift up, Bhujangasana or Cobra. Exhaling to press back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in here, and deep breath out. On your next inhale, onto your toes, turn your gaze in between your palms. Bend your knees, drawing your abdomen towards your thighs, and step, hop, jump forward. Inhaling to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhaling to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, beginning to rise up, Urdhva Namaskarasana, taking your hands over your head. Exhaling, starting to fold forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. In round two, you step back in plank. And this time you have the option of lowering down, knee, chest, chin. Or you can keep hip-width distance between your feet. Transfer your weight forward, bend your elbows towards the back to lower halfway into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling to press up into Cobra, or this time upward facing dog. And exhaling, lifting your hip up and back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking a deep breath in. And deep breath out. On your next inhale, starting to lift high up onto your toes. Turning your gaze forward, bend your knees, drawing your abdomen towards your thighs. And step, hop, jump forward. Inhaling, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhaling to fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, starting to circle your hands over your head, Urdhva Namaskarasana, rising up. Exhaling, starting to fold forward again into Uttanasana. Inhaling, halfway lift. Option to step back, lower down, or this time you bend into your knees to hop back into Chaturanga. Inhaling to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog or Cobra. You can lower down in Chaturanga before you press back into your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking a deep breath in here, and deep breath out. Taking a deep breath in, and deep breath out. On your next inhale, beginning to lift high up onto your toes. Again, turning your gaze forward, bending into your knees, drawing your abdomen towards your thighs, and step, hop, jump forward. Inhaling to lengthen your spine. Exhaling, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Bending into your knees, you rise up in chair pose, Utkatasana, making sure that your knees do not exceed your toes or you do not sink into your lower spine. Keep lengthening your spine as you inhale and exhale. Taking a deep breath in, exhale, start to fold forward into Uttanasana. Inhaling, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, and this time you lift your left leg up, lengthening your spine to hold. Making sure your right knee is straight and active. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, you step your left foot back to come into runner's lunge. Now gently dropping your left knee down, turn the sole out. Inhale, you rise up in crescent moon, Chandrasana. On each inhale, working on lifting from your rib cage up and back, and exhale, you draw your pelvic down towards the mat. Now grabbing hold of your left wrist with your right palm, exhaling, you lean to your right, stretching out the left side of your body. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, you come back to center. Exhaling, we move into half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana, to straighten out your right leg, bend your left. On each inhale, you want to work on lengthening your spine. Exhale, you fold. Make sure you're not sitting back and that your hip is above your left knee and your left leg is at 90-degree angle. Inhaling, you lift your chest and starting to bend into your right leg, you place your left palm in line with your left shoulder. Inhale, lifting your left knee up, right hand lifts to twist towards your right into twisted lunge. Take a deep breath in here. And now turning all your toes towards your right, you gently drop your right palm towards the back, coming onto your side, twisted lizard. Into your IT band stretch. Inhale, you circle your hands back, lifting back up onto your right leg, floating your left side up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, you step your left foot next to your right foot and gently fold forward, Uttanasana. Bending into your knees. Inhale, you rise up in chair pose, Utkatasana. And let's repeat the same sequence onto the other side. So first take a deep breath in here. And exhale, gently fold forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, you lengthen your spine and this time right leg lifts, balancing onto your left leg. Exhaling, you gently step your right foot back, coming into runner's lunge. Dropping your right knee down. Inhale, you lift your hands over your head for Chandrasana, crescent moon. Inhale and exhale. This time grabbing hold of your right wrist with your left palm, gently lean to your left while you continue to press your pelvic down towards the mat. Inhaling, lifting back to center, and as you exhale, you straighten out your left leg, bending into your right for Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. On each inhale, focus on lengthening your spine, exhaling to fold. Taking deep in breaths in out. On your next inhale, you start to lift up, taking your right palm this time in line with your right shoulder. Tuck your right toes under, lift the knee to twist to your left. Lifting your left hand up, taking a deep breath in here. Exhaling, you turn all your toes to your left to gently drop your palm back into IT band stretch. Inhale, gently start to circle your hands back, and this time you go lifting onto your left leg, lengthening your spine. Deep breath in. And slowly drop your right foot next to your left, gently starting to again fold forward as you exhale. Inhale, bending into your knees, you rise up in chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhaling, gently starting to fold forward into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step hop, jump back to lower down. Inhale to Cobra Up Dog. Exhaling, slowly pressing back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On your next inhale, lifting your right leg up for three-legged down dog. Exhaling, gently stepping your right foot in between your palms. Inhale, slowly rising up in Anjaneyasana high lunge. Keeping your right leg approximately at 90 degrees, bending into your knee. Make sure you do not arch into your lower spine, so engage the frontal line of the body to hold in high lunge. Taking a deep breath in and deep breath out. On your next inhale, drawing your hands at the heart center to gently starting to float onto your right leg for Warrior 3, Veerabhadrasana 3. Inhale and exhale here, making sure your right leg is straight and active. On your next inhale, slowly start to step your left foot next to your right to again lifting up in Utkatasana chair pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, starting to fold forward in Uttanasana. Inhaling to lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, step hop, jump back in Chaturanga or knee chest chin. Inhaling to Cobra or up dog. Exhaling to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, this time lifting your left leg up for three-legged down dog. Exhaling to step your foot forward in between your palms. To gently rising up in Anjaneyasana high lunge. This time keeping your left knee bent and right leg is straight and active. Inhale and exhale to hold. On your next inhale, starting to draw your palms at the heart center. And exhaling, gently lean forward to start to float into Warrior 3, Veerabhadrasana 3. Taking deep in breaths in out, flexing your right foot as if you're pressing the back wall with the sole of the foot and keep lengthening your spine. Take a deep breath in. And slowly step your right foot to meet your left, bending into your knees to rise in chair. Take a deep inhale here. Exhaling, slowly begin to sit lower. And gently lower down. And lower down so that your hips touch your mat and lifting up in Navasana boat pose. Now this time, you take your blocks next to your hips as close as possible. If you do not have your blocks, you can use thick books of the same size. Option to keep your knees bent, or you can work on straightening your legs. Inhale and exhale here in Navasana boat pose. Inhale and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Crossing your legs, gently drawing your knees in towards your chest. Taking your palms onto your blocks, inhale to scoop up and back. Gently sitting down for round 2 of Navasana. Inhale and exhale. Deep breaths here. Avoid curling into your spine and lift the chest to hold in Navasana. The idea is to lift your toes above your head. Now again, bending into your knees, drawing your knees in towards the chest, palms by the side, inhaling to lift up and back, and round 3 of Navasana boat pose. Deep breaths, inhale and exhale. Crossing your legs, palms by the side, inhaling to lift up, and this time taking your blocks away. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, you lower down in Dronasana, low boat. So that this time your toes and eyes are in one line. We are working with our core here. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, gently lift up, placing your feet onto the mat, opening your knees. With or without your hand support, meet me in chair pose. Now we will be floating into crow pose. If you do not wish to do crow, simply step back in down dog and wait for others. In the meantime, placing your palms onto the mat, bending your elbows, bending your knees onto your triceps. Inhale, starting to float your legs into crow. Take a deep breath in. And step hop, jump back to Chaturanga or knee chest chin. Inhaling to Cobra or up dog. And exhaling, slowly pressing back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lifting your right leg up for three-legged down dog. And as you exhale, you draw your right knee to cross and touch your left tricep. Inhaling to lift up for three-legged down dog. And exhaling to cross and tap to your left tricep. Inhaling to rise up, three-legged down dog, slowly bending into your knee. You have an option to stay, or this time you flip over for Wild Thing, Camatkarasana, where your left leg is straight, right knee is bent. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Inhale, slowly lifting back to center, coming into your side plank, drawing your right knee in, placing your right palm down, transferring your weight onto your left foot, left hand lifts. Now slowly straightening out your right leg, taking your right foot in line with your right palm, gently sitting down in wide-legged position. Take a deep breath in and exhale, you start to lean to your left, grabbing hold of your left wrist. Avoid curling into your upper back and work on turning your torso to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. Taking deep in breath and out. Inhale, slowly begin to lift yourself up, placing your right palm the way it was before, and you press up the way you went down, gently circling your left palm down. Inhale, start to lift your right leg up for three-legged down dog. And as you exhale, you tap your right knee onto your right triceps. Inhaling to lift up. Exhaling, slowly tap it towards the outside of your right tricep. Now drawing your right knee in, step your right foot in between your palms to rise up into Warrior 2, Veerabhadrasana 2. You want to focus on external rotation of your right thigh, pressing the side of your left foot towards the mat while you sink from your right knee down. Keeping your hands active, relax your shoulders. Slowly leaning towards the side, this time inhale, you flip back into reverse warrior, Parsva Veerabhadrasana. Make sure you're not curling into your upper back and turn your gaze up towards the ceiling by opening and lifting your chest. Inhaling back to Warrior 2. Exhaling, Utthita Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Leaning towards your right, turn your gaze towards the ceiling and open your chest from your left side. An option to stay here or gently moving in for a bind, grabbing hold of your left wrist. If bind is in your practice, you're comfortable, slowly step your left foot to meet your right and gently balancing on your left leg, slowly start to lift yourself up for Bird of Paradise, working on straightening out your right leg. Inhale and exhale here. Take a deep breath in. Slowly start to lower your right foot down and you step back your left foot the same way you got into it. Inhaling, you rise up into Warrior 2. Slowly moving back into Reverse Warrior. Exhaling, you circle your hands down towards the mat. Stepping back to lower down, knee, chest, chin or low plank. Inhaling to Cobra or Up Dog. Exhaling to gently pressing up and back into Downward Facing Dog. On your next inhale, left leg lifts for three-legged down dog. Exhale, you cross the body, taking your left knee to your right tricep. Inhaling, slowly beginning to lift up. And exhaling, gently tap to your right tricep. Inhaling to lift up, three-legged down dog. And this time starting to bend into your knee, option to stay or you flip over for Wild Thing, Camatkarasana, keeping your right leg straight, left knee bent and lift the chest here. Inhale and exhale. Now slowly coming into your side plank, drawing your left palm down with your left knee in, right hand lifts. Then gently straightening out your left leg so that it is in line with your left palm. You sit down in wide-legged position. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, you lean to your right. Turning your gaze towards the ceiling in the side bend. Inhale and exhale. Focusing on your breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, slowly start to roll yourself up, placing your left palm down. You press up the same way you went down. And exhale, you place your right palm down, lifting your left leg up for three-legged down dog. Exhale, tapping your left knee to your left tricep this time. Inhaling to lift up and exhaling to tap. Drawing your left knee in, you step your left foot in between your palms, dropping your right foot. Inhale to rise up in Warrior 2, Veerabhadrasana 2. So that your left toes are turned towards the front of the mat and your right foot is parallel to the back side of the mat. Inhale and exhale. Keeping your hands active, you relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, slowly reaching towards the side. This time you flip back into Parsva, Veerabhadrasana, reverse warrior. Breathing into the left side of your body. Inhaling, lifting back into Warrior 2. Exhale, leaning towards the left for Utthita, Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Turning your gaze towards the ceiling by turning your torso from your right side. Option to stay, or if bind is in your option, going in for a full bind, this time grabbing hold of your right wrist. Then slowly stepping your right foot to meet the left, finding your balance, slowly beginning to lift your left leg up for Bird of Paradise. Slowly starting to straighten out your left leg to hold. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower your left foot down, stepping your right foot back and gently rising up in Warrior 2, slowly circling your hands down towards the mat, stepping back, lowering down knee, chest, chin or low plank. Inhale to Cobra Up Dog. Exhaling to Downward Facing Dog, Ardha Konasana. Inhale and exhale here. On your next inhale, gently lifting your right leg up for three-legged down dog. Exhaling, slowly stepping your right foot in between your palms. On your next inhale, you go standing on your right leg, lifting your left leg up, and then gently scooping your left leg forward to come to a seated position. We'll be going into Vakrasana, so you take your left hand up and exhale, you twist your right. Making sure your left leg is active, you draw your toes back. On each inhale, focus on lengthening your spine. Exhaling, you twist further. Avoid putting pressure onto your right palm here. And use your back muscles to keep yourself upright and twist. Inhaling to turn your gaze forward. And as you exhale, you this time drop your right knee on the outside for Janu Shirasana. Janu means your knee and Shira means your head. It is often called a seated tree, so inhale, you lift your hands. Exhaling, you fold towards your left leg. Work on drawing the right side of your torso towards the left to fold towards your left leg rather than tilt towards the left leg. Keep drawing your right sits bones, your right knee down towards the mat as you fold forward. Inhale, slowly begin to lift yourself up. Exhale, releasing your palms. This time taking your right shin forward, you slide your left leg back to come into pigeon pose. You want to make sure your weight remains in the center to draw your left thigh, your left knee down towards the mat as you fold forward and down. Avoid curling into your back or dropping your forehead down. Instead, see if you can work on drawing your chest down towards the mat or towards your right shin. Taking deep in breaths in out. Inhale, slowly start to walk yourself back up. Placing your palms in line with your shoulders, tuck your left toes under to draw your right knee in towards the chest. Inhale, this time you lift your right leg up to place your elbows down towards the mat to come into three-legged dolphin. If this is too much on your shoulders, feel free to stay in three-legged down dog. Taking deep in breaths in out. Inhale, either you press up or scoop forward and down to take your transition into Chaturanga. Inhaling to Cobra Up Dog. Exhaling to Downward Facing Dog, Ardha Konasana. Let's repeat the same sequence onto the other side. So inhale, left leg lifts for three-legged down dog. Exhale, you step your left foot in between your palms. Inhale, you go standing on your left leg, and exhale, you slide your right leg forward to come into a seated position. Moving into Vakrasana spinal twist, drawing the arch of your left foot next to your right knee. Inhaling, right hand lifts. Exhale, you twist towards the left. This time working on keeping your right leg active by drawing your toes back. On each inhale, focus on lengthening your spine, lift the chest, and exhaling, you twist further. Making sure there's no pressure onto your left palm and use your back muscles to hold you there. Inhaling, gently turn your gaze forward. And exhale, starting to unfold your hands and legs for Janushirasana. Seated forward fold. So this time you drop your left knee on the outside so that the sole of your left foot touches the inner thigh of your right leg. Inhaling, you lift the chest, and exhaling to fold forward and down. Making sure your sits bones remain on the mat, and keep drawing your left knee down towards the mat while you fold towards your right leg. Drawing the left side of your torso towards the right as you inhale and exhale. Inhale, slowly start to rise up. Exhale, releasing your palms. This time taking your left shin forward, you slide your right leg back to come into pigeon pose. Keeping your weight in the center, drawing or turning your right thigh bone, your right knee towards the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, fold forward and down. Deep breaths in and out of the body. Inhaling, slowly begin to draw yourself all the way up. Placing your palms in line with your shoulders, tuck your right toes under, drawing your left knee in towards the chest. Inhaling, this time lifting your left leg up, elbows down for three-legged dolphin. Make sure you do not sink into your shoulders and keep actively pressing away from the mat. Do not let your elbows slide out. Take a deep breath in. And slowly transitioning into Chaturanga. Inhale to Cobra or Up Dog. Exhaling to Downward Facing Dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On your next inhale, slowly start to roll forward into a plank to gently lower down onto your belly. We'll be moving into Dhanurasana bow pose, for which you start to bend into your knees, grabbing hold of your ankles with your chin down on the mat. Inhale, start to lift your legs, your torso, everything up so that it starts to balance onto your belly. Inhale and exhale here. Take a deep breath in. And on your next exhale, slowly start to release the pose. Inhale, taking your palms next to your chest, tuck your toes under to slowly press up and back into Downward Facing Dog. On your next inhale, lift high up onto your toes to turn your gaze forward, step, hop, jump through to come to seated. And slowly begin to lie down on your back. We will now be proceeding into the finishing sequence of Halasana Plough Pose, Shoulder Stand, Sarvangasana and Matsyasana Fish Pose. Before you go into these poses, I would highly recommend first watching these postures and then replaying it and then practicing with me, because you do not want to move your neck while you're in these poses. Also, for yogic reasons, if you're on your periods, I would highly recommend not doing these poses throughout your periods, or especially the first 4 days of your periods. So, starting with your feet together, hands by the side of your body, using your abdominal strength, inhale, you slowly begin to lift your legs up to 90 degrees. And then lifting your hip up, you gently take your legs behind your head to drop your toes towards the mat or onto the floor. You have the option of either placing your palms onto the mat or interlocking your fingers. On each inhale, you want to work on lifting your tailbone up. Exhaling, you walk your toes away from the head towards the back wall. I can't go any further because of my neck injury, but if you have enough opening in your neck, feel free to go further and deeper into this pose. But please do not move your neck at this point. Moving into shoulder stand, placing your palms onto your back. Inhale, you start to lift your legs up towards the ceiling. On each inhale, focus on lifting your chest, your legs higher as you walk your elbows in towards each other, keeping your gaze consistently towards your toes. Drawing your chest, your collarbones towards your chin. Inhale and exhale here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, you start to lower your legs back towards the floor, behind your head. Releasing your palms, you slowly lower your back onto the mat with your hips coming down. Exhale, you lower your legs down towards the mat. To Ardha Matsyasana, half fish pose. You start by taking your palms onto your hips. Inhaling, you lift the chest, drawing your elbows in towards each other to drop the crown of the head towards the mat. On each inhale, work on lifting your chest further up, and exhale, you draw your head further in towards the body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, slowly begin to release, and exhale, starting to relax. Slowing down your breaths. We are still not in Shavasana. We have a little more to go. So just bear with me here. Now gently hug your knees in towards the chest, rolling up. Slowly step back, taking your transition into Chaturanga, inhaling to Cobra Up Dog and exhaling to Downward Facing Dog. We will now be proceeding into Shirshasana Headstand. If you're absolutely new to this practice and if you wish to not practice it at all, feel free to stay in Child's Pose or Happy Baby. If you wish to do so, then sit onto your toes with your knees down towards the mat. You start by taking forearm distance, placing your elbows close to your knees, releasing your palms, interlocking your fingers, placing the crown of the head onto the mat, and then inhale, you lift your knees to slowly begin to float your toes up towards the ceiling. Taking deep in breaths in out here, staying in Shirshasana Headstand. Slowing down your breaths, and if you're holding your breath, reminding yourself to breathe. Making sure that you do not put complete weight onto the crown of your head and use your arm strength to hold you here. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you lower your legs to hip level so that your legs are almost parallel to the mat and you're lifting against the gravity. Slowly start to lower your legs down towards the mat to come into Child's Pose. On your next inhale, begin to roll up onto your fours and pressing back into your downward facing dog. Moving into your last vinyasa of the day, inhale, you roll forward to lower down, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, pressing back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, onto your toes, turn your gaze forward, bending into your knees, step, hop, jump through to come into seated, and then gently start to lie down on your back, preparing for Shavasana. Keeping comfortable distance between your legs, heels and toes turned out, hands by the side of your body, palms turned up towards the ceiling. Allowing your fingers to curl naturally, wiggling your shoulders away from the ears to lengthen the sides of the neck. And once you're ready, slowly begin to close your eyes, starting to draw your awareness towards the flow of your breaths in and out of the body. Unconsciously drawing your awareness inwards towards all the felt sensations deep within. Scanning through your body from your toes, little by little, all the way up towards the crown of the head. And guiding each and every part of the body to relax itself completely. The more you begin to release, let go and relax, you'll notice the sense of heaviness or numbness all throughout the body, with your abdomen and chest sinking towards the spine as your spine presses towards the mat. Relaxation is not a luxury, but a necessity for the well-being of your body, mind, and soul. It is in the state of deep relaxation that we can replenish our energy, restore balance, and discover the true essence of inner peace. Now slowly start to draw your awareness back towards your breaths, gently taking deep in breaths in out. Starting to wiggle your toes and fingers, making circular movements with your wrists, your ankles. Drawing your feet together, hands over your head, stretching your extremities in opposite direction, taking a deep, deep, deep breath in here and deep breath out. Slowly turning onto your right side in fetal position, making a cushion of your right hand and resting your head on it. Now slowly starting to draw yourself up in any seated comfortable position so that your spine is upright, shoulders roll back, chest forward. You can either place your palms on your knees or you can place them in chin mudra, taking your index and your thumb and touching the tip of your fingers, observing the flow of your breaths and the quality of your breaths at this point as you inhale and exhale. Drawing your awareness back towards the movements in the body as you inhale and exhale. On each inhalation, noticing the expansion of your abdomen and chest, the rising of your shoulders, your collarbones, the lengthening of your spine. And on each exhale, noticing your shoulders drop, your chest and abdomen contract. We will now be preparing for Bhramari Pranayama. Bhramari means humming bee. If you've never done before, feel free to first watch it and then replay it to practice along with me. We will be practicing 5 rounds of Bhramari. So you will be inhaling through both your nostrils, but while exhaling you create a humming sound like Om, for which you take your thumb close to your ears. Then you take a deep breath in through both your nostrils. Closing your ears, placing your fingers on top of your head, you breathe out with a humming sound. Now, Now slowly releasing your palms. You can either place them onto your knee or in chin mudra. And observing the vibrations created by Bhramari Pranayama all throughout the body. We have only practiced 5 rounds today, but you can also replay this, pause this video, and practice for more rounds. Starting to observe the quality of your breaths at this point and the quality of your thoughts. Being grateful for today's practice, taking your palms to your forehead and gently bowing forward. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you've liked this practice, give me a thumbs up and leave your comment in the section below. And subscribe to my channel. Thank you.